In this video, we are going to look over the important Act, Dowry Prohibition Act 1961 in very detailed manner. Let's get into Act quickly. Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. Before entering into one or you are prepared to study any act, it's very significant to read over the objective, because only when you read the objective of the act you will get to know what is that act, why it has been enacted. So if you see the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, it was enacted to prohibit the giving or taking in dowry. You see, after this medieval period, this giving in and taking in dowry has been grown, and many dowry death has been seen. Still now it was in a persist after bringing so many acts to eradicate this dowry demand, domestic violence. Still we are observing this dowry demands and deaths repeatedly. To protect the women and preserve their dignity, this act has been enacted by our government. Let us quickly read this. Objective of Dowry Prohibition Act 1961 is to prohibit the giving or taking of a dowry in a marriage. It's a social evil, leads to exploitation, harassment of the brides and their family. This act to ensure the financial security and dignity of the woman by preventing practice of a dowry. So it was a main objective of this act. If you see this quickly, applicability of the act, this act was applicable uniformly throughout the India till 2019. Jammu Kashmir is not included, but after 2019 Reorganization Act, Jammu Kashmir is also, this act is applicable. Important section of Dowry Prohibition Act are Section 2. It is a defines what is a dowry. What is a dowry? Any property or valuable security, like materialistic thing, transfer between one party to the other party in a marriage, for a happening of the marriage by their parents or the other person. It's a dowry. So dowry is simply any property was given or taken, then it's a dowry. This was explained the valuable security. You can see these definitions in IPC section 30 and BNS 2 of 31. Why I am mentioning here is it was asked repeatedly in a CJ exam. In which section valuable security is? What is a valuable security? You have to read it each and every line. If you want to become a judge or if you want to become the clear the UGC net. Then if we move to a section 3, what is a section 3? Penalty for giving or taking a dowry. Why this penalty was imposed? Because if any law, if I mouth words, I was saying study, 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 you won't study. Some tests has to be conducted to analyze yourself. Like this, punishment has to be punishment has to be given, then only that law will be obeyed, and only by which means of the punishment and stringent law it can be reduced. For that, if you are giving or taking in a dowry, penalty is on 5 years imprisonment and 15k fine has been given. And exception is there because in India we follow cultural practices there to give a gift for the women, like Sridhan property. We would study that in a Hindu Succession Act, right? For a Sridhan property, if in a cultural practice anything was given, that is not considered dowry. It is a gift. So penalty does not apply to the gift given to the bride and bridegroom and as a customary practice as time of a marriage without any demand, then that is not come under dowry. So we have to remember this, gift or not under penalty. Then we have to go through a section 4. It's for penalty for demanding dowry. Not only giving or taking a dowry is on punishable, but also demanding dowry is also punishable. For that, they are giving a 6-month imprisonment and 10,000 rupees fine. Other important section you can go through is that any agreement that was made for dowry is a void thing, and who can take into a cognizance? Only the Metropolitan Magistrate or JM1 with a suo motu police complaint, aggrieved person taken the complaint into the account. And if you go for the section 8B, dowry prohibition officer can be appointed by the state government, and advisory board can be made by the under section 8B by the state government to ensure that everything was running fine. So these are the very important section under Dowry Prohibition Act. What are the important section? 2, 3, 4 and 8B. This section you have to mention it in your exam. Even in your LLM you can detailedly write this. For your LLB exam also you have to remember. For the UPSC mains you can take into the account, and also what exams for competitive exams, for the OMR, what you say, like choose the correct answer, like, so they may ask this question. So you have to remember this 2, 3, 4, 8B. These are very important section. Other section you can go through it. Dowry death. So other thing I had already told that dowry death is a most cringe thing that was happened in our country. Still now so many laws has been enacted. These much laws and many more laws has been enacted to prevent the women from this death. But still it was persisting, happening. Everything is continuing in our country. So just go through this act, and also you can refer to the BNS and IPC sections and legal frameworks what are for the dowry death and dowry prohibition. If you see in IPC and BNS section 304B, it's a dowry death, and BNS Act, it's Bharat Nyaya Sanhita section 80. These are the essential elements to constitute a dowry death. If anybody has given a complaint that this person has been died because of a dowry, these has to be constituted. What are they? The marriage has been constituted within 7 years. Within the 7 years of the marriage, there should be some cruelty and harassment. By whom? By her husband or by relative. And there should be burns or bodily injury has to be occurred. So if these three conditions are satisfied, then we can constitute the dowry death. What's the imprisonment? 7 years imprisonment, and also which may extend to the life. And also it's a cognizable, non-bailable and non-compoundable. You have to remember this. Other section like same as a 498A and BNS it's a 85. And if we go for the Indian Evident Act, in New Act BSA, it's section 118, it's a presumption. If you see, you know what's a presumption, right? If any person who is arrested under the dowry death, then we have to presume that person has done that act until contrary is proved. Okay, you have to remember this. And also in 113B is an old Evident Act. There are case laws you can go through for this Indian Evident Act section. They have proved that. So Guram Kumar versus State of Punjab, Rajendra Singh versus State of Punjab. These are the cases related to the dowry death, especially of the Indian Evident Act. And in CRPC, if you see 174 and 176, in PNSS like 194 and 196, here they can given how to conduct inquiry for the dowry death by the police. So if it is complaint given by the aggrieved person, a relative person, or sumoto, the complaint has been taken by the police and it has been investigated too. So how they have to make that was given in the Criminal Procedure Code. You have to refer this to and replicate in your paper. And other cases you can see over is that this is a very important case, Commerce Panchipur versus State of Bihar 2005. Why it's important? Because in this case only they had given what are the essential elements of the dowry. Under 304B, already we discussed, right? Like 7 years of marriage, there should be a cruelty, and there should be a burn or bodily injury. It has to be happened with the soon before the death. If it is, then it is a dowry death. We are concluding that it is a dowry death and the punishment has been given according to that. Other important case you can go through Bachani Devi versus State of Haryana, Sabdir Singh versus State of Haryana, and other two cases you can go through this. So that's all I had maximum covered about the Dowry Death and Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. For further clarification, you can refer the books and study well. But for me, more than enough. I had given more than enough. If you write in this way, you can score very good mark in mains. And also, if you are giving for the 1 mark, then obviously you can maximum it's covered with it. So for a PDF, you can message down. I had given the WhatsApp number. You can message for the PDF with minimum. Thank you.